Hello everyone. So welcome to the channel of RD Automation Learning. So in this video, we are going to see why there are less calls or why there are no calls for software testers, right? So we will see in this video from the perspective of freshers, from the perspective of experienced people, from the perspective of people who are having career gap. So please watch this video till the end. And if you are watching this video for the first time, so please do like, share, and subscribe our channel. Now, let's look at this scenario, why there are less software testing calls or why there are no calls for software testers. Okay, now, first of all, if this kind of question is coming to your mind, then I won't say that you are thinking in a wrong direction, but I would say that there is a scope of uh, of adding into this question, right? So what I would add is why there are no calls in the IT industry, right? So it's not like only software testers are not getting calls. It's not like only people who are working in the software testing field are not getting calls. It's across the IT industry that people are getting less calls, right? Now, why this is so? Okay, now let's look from the each individual perspective. If you are a fresher, if you are an experienced person, if you are having a career gap. Okay, now if you are a fresher, okay, so understand this situation. Currently it's almost February 2023. Okay, now there are some companies who have started layoffs, like last week, or I think last month there were multiple companies, Amazon, then Meta, then Microsoft, IBM. These all big companies did lay off few of the people. Even Google did the same, right? Now what it shows is there is a kind of a recession that is coming up in the IT companies. As such, in US it has already come, right? In India, when it will come, we don't know, but it is already there, right? So if you are a fresher, so people who are already working in the company, those are getting laid off. So what what is the future for fresher over here? Because earlier what used to happen is, uh, in the companies, there were, for example, 200 people were working on some project. So if any new project comes, so fresher will get hired and they will be given training and they will be starting working on the new project. But due to the recession, the new projects are not coming, right? There are no new projects, or its frequency is very less. Even if they are coming, what the companies are doing in in order to save their cost in the moment of cost cutting, they are making their employees work for in multiple projects, right? So they are making their existing employees to work in multiple projects, right? So that's the reason freshers are not getting calls, because companies need now good ROI. And so what they are doing is they are putting pressure on their existing employees, and in like one task or one member or two members task is being done by one member, right? So this is the situation that is going on in the companies, right? So as a fresher, now what you should do in this context? Okay, so what you can do is, if you're looking for making your career in the software testing, you can do some certification, right? And you already would be having knowledge of manual testing, so learn automation, Selenium with Java in that case, right? Now, when I say certification, so there are multiple certification available, ISTQB, right? Then there are other certifications related to uh, test automation, right? Or you can also learn some programming language, any one programming language, Java or Python. By the time this scenario of the market condition improves, right? So this is what is happening with respect to the current IT industry. Now, if you are having experience, right, but still you are not getting calls. Okay, now this there is a separate reason again, as you know, the month is February 2023. Okay, after 1 month, in March, or maybe in some companies April, so March till May, right, you can expect some uh, appraisal cycle going on, right? Now companies are watching their employees, right? If the employees are not doing good, then they might put them in PIP, or they might give them an ultimate notice that if you're not able to achieve this particular goal, or if you're not able to show some productivity by next 1 month, then we might fire you, or even if we are not firing you, we will give you a less increment, right? So that is what is happening for experienced people. Now, over here, companies are watching their employees, that if this particular employee, let's say employee A, and let's say there are two employees, employee B, okay, they are working in some XYZ project. Now, if employee A is doing good, okay, fine, we will give him some increment, right? And he will stay in the company. What if employee B does not do good? If he also does good, then it is fine, okay, he will also stay in the company. But if he does not do good, then they will have, they already have a lot of employees, then they will see, they'll see if employee C is there who can replace employee B. So what is happening? Internal hirings are on high demand these days, right? Internal hirings. For example, someone is not able to cope up with the work in project B, then let's shift him to the him or her in the project A, make him work, and then let's see if he's still not able to. So from March to May, the companies would be looking at what kind of work or what kind of productivity is being received by their employees. And in the month of May or June, they might come up with some more openings. Or let's say if they don't have employee C, so you will be able to see some vacancies in that particular company, right? But those will be less because they already have these three set of people. Again, these three set of people will have their own mindset. Now, if someone is employee A who is doing good, so he will see, okay, let me see what increment I'm getting, and then only I will leave the job. So as soon as he will leave the job, then again the vacancy will be there for employee A also, right? So think from the whole, this is actually a cycle which is moving in round, right? So, and similarly for employee B, okay, fine, let me search for the job, but then again, vacancies should be there, right? So this is the concept of supply and demand. And in between now, the financial year is about to end. So the appraisal cycle will come, right? So all these factors are also affecting this particular scenario. And again, recession is also a common scenario here. Irrespective of whether you are fresher or experienced, this is a common scenario. Again, projects is also a common scenario. Okay. Now, people who are having career gap. Okay. Now, there are two people who have long career gap, who have short career gap. Okay. Now, if you have long career gap, okay, that means you have career gap of greater than 2 years. If you have short career gap, less than 6 months. Okay. So what is happening is these people are struggling between this particular section. Okay, what I mean is earlier vacancies were there for experienced people, so somehow these people also got the job, right? Maybe let's say if I have greater than 2 years of gap, but it was I was on a maternity leave, or maybe my relocate I got relocated, marriage or any other personal reason, medical reason was the reason. But these days the vacancies itself are less for the experienced people who are working continuously from the beginning of the career. So there are very less opportunities for people having career gap, right? Now there is one scenario where these people can actually fit in. Okay, now what kind of scenario is that? Let's say if there is a vacancy of experienced people, okay, but but they are looking for someone with less salary who can join immediately and with less pay. So then people with career gap can get calls, right? But now even their calls have got reduced because job openings, the calls for testing, not only for testing, but even software development in the entire IT industry, it has got reduced, right? That's why the people who are having experience without having any career gap, those people itself are struggling. So career gap people will have to be patient at this particular moment. They will have to wait for some particular moment, right? So what they can also do, they can do certification by that time. They can have a knowledge of what all skill set are in demand in this particular time period. They can get those knowledge, get kind of a certification with those particular tools, let's say AWS, cloud, all those things are available and all those things are in demand. So why don't you switch and get those knowledge? So by the time the situation improves, so automatically your doors for entering into the IT company will also improve, right? So this is the major reason why the calls have reduced in the IT industry, right? Why all or almost you will see there are very less calls in the IT industry because internal hirings have taken up a lot of place, right? And then again, there are many projects which are getting closed. There are many projects which are getting open, but those do not demand those many number of engineers, right? So again, this is the reason. Okay, so hope you like this video, and the intention behind making this video is today is Sunday, so we had a live session, and in that most of the people were asking questions around these particular sections. So I thought to create a video and just to give an idea on this, right? So thank you so much for watching this video, and don't take this video as a negative video, but this is actually the practical scenario what is now going on in the IT industry, right? And now, okay, I'll cover one more scenario. There are times when people are getting selected in interviews. Okay, you got selected in interview, but you did not receive any offer letter. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to follow up with the recruitment team. You have to follow up with the hiring manager, follow up with that particular contact person who approached you for this interview, and you have to ask them what is the scope of this job. How is this job still available or not? If it is still available, then when are you going to get offer letter? If you see that the person at the other end is making you wait, then please don't wait for this particular company, just move on. And I would say, if the other party is telling you that they will give you the offer letter, so ask them in writing, get them in official email. Okay, fine, you give me the offer letter, so ultimately I can resign, or I can come to know what is there in it for me and when is the joining date, right? So ask those kind of questions, right? So that's how you should approach in this kind of scenario in the IT industry. And thank you so much for watching this video, and please hit the like button if you really like this video and if this video has helped you, right? So thank you so much. Keep learning, keep shining.